Welcome to Farming in Africa. We are on an exciting journey to show you how to build a goat pen right from scratch to the very end. So, if you are new here, believe you me, you are in for a treat. Kindly subscribe to the channel, and if you're already a subscriber, please, you know what to do. Hit the notification bell so that as soon as we update you with any content, you would be the first to get notified. We are on our new farm here at Suhum, where construction is ongoing. In fact, a lot of other activities are ongoing as well. And today, we want to talk to Fred to tell us what to expect when everything is actually complete. So, join me as we go talk to Fred about the kind of services the new Semanhyia Learning and Development Farm would be offering, and also even the facilities to expect when everything is finally completed and then you pay us a visit. Please, mark this down. You have to really pay us a visit because we are bringing you an improved version of what we had in Brekum, and you want to be part of this experience. Come, let's go talk to Fred. Hi, Fred. Is it safe to come close?
It's safe. It's always safe here at the farm.
Oh, that's great to know. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Nadia.
It's exciting to be on the new farm.
Yes, we are also as excited as all of you.
Thank you. How are things going generally?
Slow but exciting.
Wow. Is there any significant progress?
Definitely. I mean, as you can see, the pens are ongoing.
Yeah.
We have our sales yard pen is ongoing.
Okay.
Our breeding pen is also ongoing.
Okay.
I like to move fast,
Yeah,
but definitely it's not going according to my pace, but it's going. I'm very impressed so far,
Yeah.
and I think gradually we'll get there.
Wow. Fred says progress is ongoing. Let me just tell you that there is good progress. Sometimes not as fast as he would want it, but just be rest assured there is good progress. Like I told you earlier, we are here to ask Fred to project us into the future. Let's imagine how the future would be when everything actually is completed. So we want Fred to tell us the kind of services, first of all, this new farm is going to be offering. How different would it be from the one we were or are used to, the one which was at Brekum? So please tell us, first of all, the kind of services. Are there any new services you're actually going to also bring on board? Give us the gist. Thank you.
Yeah. Into the future we go. So this farm, I think the number one most important service that we're looking to offering is the AI service. I think this year our goal was AI. As most of you know, we've started introducing the foreign goats into Ghana, and the biggest challenge is that these goats are too big to cross our local one, and we also don't want to lose our local genetics and adaptability to the environment. So we've decided that AI could be the most easiest way for us to crossbreed this South African goats and the Senan goats and all of them.
Let me interrupt you right there. To a new person who just chanced on this, please, to any lay person as well, what is AI?
Yeah. So AI is basically a way of extracting, which is not the right scientific word, but extracting is the best that comes to mind. Extracting like the semen from a male goat, right? And then being able to store it for years in a nitrogen tank and insert it into a female goat without a natural humping or crossing.
So that's artificial insemination.
Yes, that's artificial.
And you said you can store the semen for years.
Yes. Once you have a nitrogen tank and you put it in the straw, you can save it, for as long. I mean, people save it for years, and once you preserve it well, it doesn't spoil.
So then back to the question, when you say you are going to be offering AI services, please, once again, break it down for us.
Yeah, so I think what we want to do is, the boer goats, the males that everybody sees and wants, is very expensive, and it costs a lot for us to bring it from South Africa all the way here. If one just like human beings, right? But if one boa goat crosses a female, it releases about maybe 5 million, right, cells. Out of that, maybe only 2 is meets the egg, fertilize, and become babies. All the rest goes to waste. With this technology, once we extract that, right, we are able to put maybe about 200 in each straw.
Oh.
So that means that we're able
Okay.
to generate a lot and use it to service a lot of females.
And most importantly, you're not wasting it.
Exactly, you're not wasting it.
I like this idea. So then we are going to have a lot more of the breeding stock we've always dreamt about.
Exactly. So
Wow.
there's a lot that still needs to go into it, and this facility is going to help us really test. The goal is we have a few females that we're going to start testing it on. We have already purchased the males that we think we want to breed. So now the goal for us is how can we bring a lot of the local goats in here and run as many tests as we can, right, to see at what size, at what age can we achieve success, right? And once we have all those information, we can now come and say, if you have a West African dwarf at the age of maybe 1, 2, at the size of maybe 20 kg, then you're viable for this, right? And when that information is ready, then we go into the market and we make sure that every West African dwarf start giving birth to a pure, not a pure, but an F1, you know, and then in generations over generation in F4, we'll start having our own pure genetic breed in Ghana that is also adaptable to our climate.
Whoa, sounds like there are going to be a lot of experiments right here on this farm. And that actually makes you live up to your name, Learning and Development Farm. Sounds exciting, actually. So, you know, I told you we are on a journey. If you've just heard a bit of this, if you're like me, you would be really curious and wouldn't want to miss any other thing we bring your way. That's why I always encourage you to please subscribe to this channel, comment, like, share, actually, if you have friends who are interested in livestock farming, to be specific, goat farming. Let's go back to Fred again. And aside this wild, innovative AI, that is artificial insemination service you are going to bring on board, are there other services we should expect, please?
Yeah, of course. I think, you know, what we're doing here is we have been given a second chance, whether it being, you know, a good way or a bad way, we've given a second chance, and we want to really build this place to the standard, basically a model farm that people can look at it and replicate. At the moment, all the workers that we're working with here are workers that we are putting on contract, to be able to not just build this, but also be able to go and build other people's farm.
Oh, this sounds
right. So what we are actually building with them, we're training them, we're giving them the knowledge, we're giving them the skills, guiding them, and preparing them for when you are ready to build your farm, so that you don't just take any carpenter who had never built a goat farm before to go and build, right? So there's so much techniques and inputs, even the kind of materials we are using, the way we are constructing it, how we are preserving it, the heights, the measurement, and everything. So we're really using this opportunity to train the skill set that we will need to be able to scale by setting up farms for other people.
Wow, I really like the sound of this. So would I be right to say another service you would be offering is like farm setup service?
Oh,
Would I be
yes,
right to say
yes, because once this model farm is complete, you know, our doors are going to be open to people to come and see what we've built here. And I think once people see it, and if that's the path they want to go, then why go repeat the mistake and not go to somebody who has done it and done it well, so that, you know, it's like when you have money to build a house, you don't go and say, I'm going to build it myself. You go look for the mason who has built somebody's house to do it. So these are the skill set that we're developing here, so that the carpenters, the masons that are going to work here can come to your farm and also build it for you.
Wow. Guys, you heard it from the horse's own mouth. Fred is basically saying that all the artisans he is using to establish this new model farm, he's going to actually outsource them to you out there, if only you are interested in setting up a new farm. And see, I won't even advertise this. If you are going to set up a farm, don't just pick any carpenter out there who doesn't have any experience, so to speak, in goat pen building. Please, contact us. I always tell you, you know where to find us. Check our bio. Contact us. Fred would give you his skilled artisans who already have experience in building goat pens. I really like the sound of this. From AI, which is something a bit scientific, all high-minded. And then we come into the physical construction part of it, farm setup. Fred, yes, still on the services because it looks like a lot is going to be happening here.
Yeah.
Let me push you more.
Yeah.
What others should we expect?
So there's one problem. So what we do is a problem solving people. One problem that we also realized when we went into goat farming is the breeding goats. So if somebody wants to start a farm, the place they go to buy goat for breeding is the market. And to me, that's like the biggest failure. Like your projects, you began with failure because a lot of the goats that are sent to the market are not goats that you use as a breeding stock. They are goats for meat, right? So because we don't have enough of these goats, nobody will take their high quality goats to the market just to sell at the same price as a male. It doesn't make sense, right? So how do we create an avenue for farmers who wants to start goat farming to actually get a breeding goat? So what we want to do, which is basically the pen on my left-hand side, is actually going to be a sales yard goat. So we are, with my team, are actually going to go around selecting goats, breeding goats.
You do the hard work of selecting the breeding goats.
Yes. Because, there are features that you need to check before you actually buy a breeding goat, right? And most new farmers don't know that. So going into a market to buy a goat for your farm, what are you looking for? Right, so we want to also be able to bring these goats, whether it be local, whether it be foreign, into this farm and be able to supply it to farmers. So if we can walk here and you see this pen, basically what this pen is at the entrance of this farm. That means that every goat here will be a sales goat. We are not looking at meat goats yet. We're looking at breeding. So this farm is for farmers, for people who are interested in learning, who are interested in experimenting. So as a farmer walks in here, any goat that you see here is a goat that's for sale, but not for sale for meat, but for sale for your farm. Right, which means that goats that we know that can do well for you, so that as you spend your money to feed that goat, health on that goat can produce. Don't forget, not even all goats are good mothers.
Wow.
Yes, you will have a goat, you buy a goat that when it gives birth, it can take care of the kids. It can give it breast milk.
Wow.
Right, so how do you identify that? Unless we have taken the time, gone through that process, and then identify good breeding goats for you. So that's another thing we're going to do here.
Wow. Talk about passion for farming. If it's only passion that would move you to do all of this, because I don't know what else. After all Semanhyia Farms has been through, you would think he would just relax and say, okay, let's just set up something and run. But no, he is still getting into the nitty-gritties of everything and doing all the hard work just to bring you something quality. I know we can't exhaust all there is to know. So I'll just ask Fred to give us one last service for now that we should expect, so that when we are coming, we would remind you of all the things we've said, and then you surprise us with the ones you won't tell us for now. So please give us another service we should expect.
I think one of the most important service that we are going to run here is basically opening our doors to all the stakeholders in the agriculture industry. So with our lab, AI is not the only thing we are going to do. We're going to do a lot of different things. As the technology exists, I'm definitely keen into bringing it here. I know there are a lot of farms here in the Eastern region that can benefit from other technologies and stuff. We're looking at a training ground, right, for students, for your farm workers. If you have a farm worker and you need that person to come get a practical experience, here it is. If you are a graduate and you've learned the theory and want to come and really learn about, the practical way of feeding, of health, of management, and so on, this is a place for you. So we're really looking at opening our doors to the public, to students, to teachers, for excursion and so on and so forth, so that we can all benefit from this initiative. Yeah.
So that we can all benefit from this initiative. In fact, all our great stakeholders, students, new graduates, Fred has said it all. We are really going to live up to our name of being a learning and development farm. Come here. Come learn the practicality of the theory you have picked up in school. And for those who have just, gotten the knowledge just by watching videos and everything, thankfully, we are close, very close to the capital city, Accra. Whenever some wind blows you this way, you would want to pay us a visit because it would just be a delight to behold. Fred has mentioned many services we should be expecting right here on this farm. I'm standing on this land, and I kid you not, I'm so excited to be part of something new and this exciting. I want Fred to also mention to us some of the facilities we are going to, see when all the structures are put up, basically. And then I wouldn't want him to also go into details because that would just take out all the surprises we have in store for you. So Fred will just gloss over the facilities, and then we would see you again in our next video. So over to Fred.
Some of the facilities that you could expect, obviously the lab, which is going to be a huge component, to run our AI and other experiments that we want to do. Obviously, we're going to have the sales yard here as well. Then we're going to have our breeding pen, which is going to be all the animals that we're going to be working with, not commercially, but very minimal. Then we're going to have, a staff accommodation here as well. We're going to have a pasture. Basically, how do you do things right at a very small scale? So we're going to have pasture here. We're going to have an office. We are also going to have a storage where we are going to keep our hay and also process our feed as well here. So that's basically it. I think we want to start small and we want to build it well and run it and see how it goes. Yeah.
Wow. Fred, thank you so much. Thank you. We know we interrupted your spraying. You can please go back to it and we will see you again. Thank you. Guys, Fred has said it all. I like the way he would just point here. We're going to have this here. We're going to have that here. It's just beautiful, and it's beautiful to watch. Please continue to stay tuned to everything we bring your way because you are really in for a treat. And once again, if you are new to this channel, we are bringing you nothing but the best. And when it comes to starting livestock farming from scratch, trust you me, this journey is for you. If you're already a subscriber, you know what to do. Please hit the notification button so the next content we bring your way, you would be the first to get notified. See you soon because we are going to be back soon.